Hey everybody, this is Primo again, and I know we're going into tomorrow. I'm sure a lot of you are really excited because of the motorcycle update that's coming in with the DLC, and it's very, very exciting news, something that a lot of us have worked very hard to get. And I feel a little bit like I want to go over some techniques and some etiquette, if you will, regarding motorcycle crews in GTA so that you can run them properly and kind of get the right perspective. Having been in a ton of MCs, I've run into a lot of people who don't know how to run their motorcycle crew correctly, or maybe take things a little bit too seriously when it comes to a game. So I want to go over some of that information with you and take a moment so that we can go over this stuff, and hopefully it's going to help you down the road. The first things first is this is a game. I can't stress enough, you're playing the role of a biker. You are not, I'm repeat, not a real biker. Do not go around bragging about your exploits. It's nothing to brag about. It's the kind of thing that could get you in trouble too. So the GTA universe is simply for fun, and you should never hold anyone to the kind of real life stresses that they could run into if involved in an MC. The people you're playing with are regular players just like everybody else, and they just want to have fun. So the bottom line is have fun, respect each other. You're playing pretty well with the grain if you stick to that ideology. So now we're going to take that movie biker ideal, and I want you to throw it away. Just discard it completely. And now you're going to learn two words: family and respect. And everyone in your crew should be and have those two things. Every biker crew outside of your organization should have a lesser version of these ideas, unless of course they prove themselves otherwise, and in that case make your own discretion. So if you see another MC in your free roam, they should be considered, to a lesser extent at least, brothers. Reach out, make friends, and understand they may not have watched this video, so they may not know to be just as friendly as you. So use that accordingly. By the way, this is an opportunity for this community to unite. Remember, we've stood together for a very long time to get this to come out, and you got to realize that a lot of people are not going to be on the same page as we are when it starts. So what we want to do right off the bat is start the kind of environment that we want, and to make people who are playing MCs kind of understand where we're coming from with this MC thought process, so that we change kind of the way things have been done in the past, which is good. We're going to make this, everything's going to be better when we're done with it, and that's good news. And that also means that you work with each other to make the whole greater than its parts. So MCs are not about lawlessness, it's about running by their own rules. So unfortunately, if one bad egg messes with another bad egg, the leaders should be getting together to discuss that punishment over what happened, and not having people settle their own disputes out in the middle of nowhere. Here's a great opportunity for role play, and that's really what we're doing here, is role playing, and that's the reality. Remember again, this is a game, not real life. So let's say right now you want to start an MC. The first thing you're going to need to do is have at least 5 members. You can do it with less, basically like a mom and pop organization kind of thing. But the reality is if you really want to call yourself an MC and live up to the title of it, you're going to need 5 people. The 5 members should be president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and sergeant of arms. Those are your primary go-to titles. They can change based on different crews and how they put things together, but that's the reality is put those together. If you don't understand what those are, just look them up. It's easy to find out the information. I don't want to bog you down with a lot of the technicalities right up front. And since Rockstar has a crew page, all these guys are already in a crew, or have a place where they can come together to be part of this organization. And all these people who are here should be in your commissioner rank, except of course the president, who is in the leader position. All of them should be trusted enough so that if you leave and they take over or they do something on their own, you can trust that they're going to do what's right for the crew, or that they have the right mindset to be with the club itself. More importantly, anyone in the crew needs to have or be on the friends list of the people who are in the commissioner positions of the crew. That's how you guys are going to be in contact with each other. Remember, it's partly friends, partly brotherhood. That respect thing. You need to have that connection there. Okay, so the next in line are going to be your life members. I set these to lieutenants. Think of these members as the people who have been with you the most, maybe the people who set the crew as primary and they stuck with it. You can have different things of that nature. But in other words, the people that you go, hey, these are the guys that have been here thick and thin all throughout, okay? And the next people in the line are going to be your representatives, and those are considered your patch holders. So the people who have gone through their initiation and now they have their patch. So those people should be in the representative position. People who are prospects, have them as muscle. I know it sounds really, people get mad at me all the time for saying that, but the reality is you have one crew. None of this sub crew stuff should matter, like making another crew that doesn't have the patch in the center and whatnot. Don't bother with it, because the point here is if the person has been a prospect long enough, then they've already been a hang around, somebody who's in your friends list and hanging around with the crew. They've already been associates or something of that line. They've been around long enough that they deserve to be on your friends list. So putting them in the prospect list, just throw them in there. Get them into the crew. Get them into the muscle position. It saves you a ton of heartache later to just pop them up to representative. And you can see right on the thing if they have one dot, then they're a prospect, but they're still going to be representing your crew or club no matter what you do. So just save yourself some time in that and get them all together. So that's the other thing is if they're not going to be prospecting and they're not going to be in the crew, then they're looking to be in the crew, then they're called a hang around. And the hang arounds are going to be people who are just not wearing any patch whatsoever. So there's your kind of like zone of saying, hey, does this guy work for us? Is he really the kind of person that should be moving up to the prospect position? And there's your transition that makes everything easy for you. And so once you get somebody who says they're going to want to prospect for you, you need to make some sort of initiation, and it needs to take a little time. Don't just immediately have somebody come in. Find out that your personalities don't clash. That's kind of what you're looking for here. Make sure that the people that you're playing with and they're going to be in this crew for a while, not people who are going to start infighting and having other problems that are going to croup up later. This is really the point where you want to try somebody out. The real question you're asking is, do they want to be a member of your family, and do you want to have them in your family? And that's the other thing is these tests can't be crazy. Put something in like just making sure they attend all the events, or maybe keeping their KD to a certain level in death matches, or other fun things like there's drinking games, there's arm wrestling, all sorts of stuff that you can go into and kind of test what they're willing to do. One of my favorite ones is to say, okay, I'm going to get you into a race and you have to lose. That can be difficult for some people to do, and to lose 5 to 10 races in a row, that really is going to ask somebody, is being part of the crew more important? And all that stuff is optional too. It's all based on how you want to do it. Just remembering that this is a game that is not real. It's just for fun, and never take this stuff personal. If somebody says that they're having a problem with something, or they feel that things are being too difficult, or people are harassing them or doing whatever, talk to them. Tell them, look, this is just a game. It's part of our fun initiation. If it's not something that you're comfortable with, then maybe you're not cut out for the crew. And that's just as important to be part of that setup process as anything else. The other thing is make sure that all of the activities that you do are done in game. Don't have anything outside of the game, or have them change their username. Stuff that costs money, stuff like that. They have to buy cash cards. None of that stuff, because that can really get you in trouble, and you don't want to toy with it. If you keep things in some of the great things that I've done is I've had new members come in and be the host of the event. They have to host it at their apartment. They have to be able to call a stripper, and they have to be able to have like the drinks. Remember, the drinks are in the game. And that's the other thing is again, having like a drinking game or something of that nature inside the game with that functionality. That can help people prove that they're going to mesh well with your club and be a good addition to you. Until they can prove that they are club material, and even if there's a question, they can't earn the patch. You can't give it to them, and you can't put that next rank up until they get it. And if they don't make it over a certain time, then it's time that they get booted out of the crew, and look at them and say, look, it's nothing personal. You just didn't make it. It's going to happen, and I've had it happen, and sometimes people do take it personal. That's life. That's good. Now you know who you don't want on your friends list too. And once this prospecting part is done, once it's over, now's the time not to sweat it. Remember, this is a game. You're not really the leader of a biker organization. You're not some big head honcho. You're just another player. So if they switch things out, or if they say they want to roll with their other crew today, or if they want to hang out with their other friends, realize that that's in their ability. You cannot just first offense or do any of that stuff. It's just taking it personal, and it's going to make people mad, and they're not going to want to hang out with your organization. I've seen it destroy organizations over time. So like I said, once they've done that prospecting and they've proved their worth, they've proved themselves, they get their bump to representative, effectively earning their patch, now they're in. Call it a day. Just have fun from then on in. So the next thing you want to do is you're going to set up a thing called church. And these are meetings at the clubhouse. I know they're going to be a clubhouse that's added to the game, so you're going to have a place to do this. And depending on how often you want to do it, just don't make it oppressive. Like, if you're going to do it once a week, then make sure that you know that not everybody's going to show up. If you make it once a month, obviously you're going to have more people, and then you can probably be a little bit more stringent on who shows up to it, depending on what you're going to do during the meet. So what you want to do in the thought process of church is not like real life. It's the idea that these are meets, these are hangouts, these are the opportunity for people in the crew to get together and have some fun. So in these, this is a good time to put together those activities like those drinking games or arm wrestling or any other kind of functionality, such as playing heist or doing a playlist or doing something of that nature. This is a game. Let's have the ability to play while we're playing it. And please, for the love of all that is holy, do not make one of these activities taking over a free roam. Sure, if you want to do a ride or a drive or whatever, that's fine. If you have somebody that's going to say, hey, we're going to play a playlist together and you're going to have your two crews against each other, that's fine. But don't go into a free roam and ruin everybody else's experience. That's just not how it works. And it's not fun for anybody, and it doesn't put you in a good light either. So you're just causing problems. So just don't put that stuff out of your mind and do something that's going to actually be fun for everybody, that's going to want them to come back over and over again and play, instead of wanting them to go, hey, I don't want to even be a part of this crew. I got other people that are having fun. But the reality is whatever you do, whether it be darts or whatever, is just have fun. So there's so much that this game can offer right now that you just be creative. And the more creative you are, the more fun people are going to have. Once you're done playing your MC on GTA, take the MC hat off. If you're playing the commissioner, or you're playing a secretary, you're even playing the leader, have another crew that you're going to switch over to, so you can say, okay, I'm not playing that character right now. I'm not taking things personal. Be able to turn it off, because it's something you don't want to. You're not getting paid to do this. You're not earning money. It's a game. So you got to be able to say and take it accordingly. And the best way I know to do that is just to not sweat it. Just take it off, Don't be afraid to take time off. If you feel that you're getting immersed and things are becoming a problem, I know as any kind of leader of any crew, you kind of get this immersion into the crew, and people start asking you questions and doing all this other stuff. And you got to look at them and say, look, I got to take some time off and just play, do something else, or have fun. But that's the thing, is don't let this wear you down and be something that's it's not real life. It's just a game. Think of this as Fight Club. You do not talk about Fight Club. Second, you do not talk about Fight Club. And don't drop other crews' names. If you're in a crew that's a biker crew, the reality is the less you want to talk about it, the less you're going to discuss other crews. It's just a way of respect. Don't put it out there. Don't play it off. If you're going to play the part and you're going to role play it well. Do you know what I mean? And this has to be my top thing to say about any MCs, because I know we're going to see some new ones out there, and it's just something that needs to be said, and I've stressed it before, and I'm going to keep stressing it over and over again. Please, for the love of all that is holy, do not use the name of a real-life MC when you make an MC crew. These guys sweated blood to earn their patches, and to have you literally spit on it by making a cartoon in a game, it's insulting. And if you really are playing being a biker, you owe them that, because they're the ones that paved this path so that you could have a fun experience pretending to be one. And I don't want to hear this about people are flattered by your gesture. You're just making everyone mad. Nobody is impressed by what you do. They are not taking it kindly. I know I wouldn't. Be creative. Use something different. If you want to be, be cheap and pansy about your name choice, then sure, use The Lost, or use Sons of Anarchy, or use some other pretend name out there that would be fun to use. But don't use real life stuff. It's just using someone's name like that is a huge offense. And it's even offensive to people who aren't in that group. So just don't. Just, if we can all agree to one thing, use your own name, be your own creative, use your own symbols, and I'm sure you're going to come up with something really cool that's going to be a lot of fun, and we can continue to have fun with this new update. So that was it. I know it's probably a long one, and it is what it is. There's a lot to it, and there's a lot more to it than this. I'm just kind of skimming over the top of it to make sure that we can have a better experience as this DLC comes out. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys online. Remember, if you need anybody to roll with, I'm there to roll with you as well. And let's look forward to it in the coming hours. So have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any other input, put it in the comments below, and I will see you soon. Bye.